Right then, we've got an issue with this basin. One, it's not draining away very well when I let the plug out. It's all a bit slow. And two, the Click Clack waste doesn't work. Particularly these vanity units in the last 10 years used to be sort of waste that were on a little metal bar at the back, pop-up waste. These Click Clack waste are on a spring section, a metal bar that spring up and down. The newer versions are all plastic, they're a lot better, they don't get as corroded. These early inceptions are metal bars that get corroded up. Once you push it down, it doesn't spring back up, so it's a nightmare. So we're going to have a look at that today. We'll get that out, clear it out, we'll take off the bottle trap, show you how to clear that out as well. Probably the tools you'll need today are a bucket, set of adjustable spanners, sponge, a set of gloves if you're delicate about your hands. Most importantly, let's get a cup of tea on the go. Right then, got our lovely tea on the go, check. Next thing we've got to do is get these drawers out. Now, various types of drawers on a vanity unit like this. This one's just got a couple of little retaining screws underneath and then it just slides out. Some have got ones where you have to force it and click it up. The other ones have got little flippers that you pop down and flip that up. So first thing we'll do, get these drawers out, clear those out, and then we get right into it. Come on. Right, drawers out. Now we can start the fun. The biggest issue we've got is this Click Clack waste. It doesn't want to pop up, and look at it. It's not springing. So what we can do is just push it down, twist it anti-clockwise, and it will turn it off of its screw thread. Just like that. There we go. So you can see the water's a little bit slow taking away. But once you've got that out, the spring should pop up and down. If it doesn't, we can have a little look at that. Now once this water's gone, might need to put it on a time lapse. There we go. We can see down there all sorts of gunge. Oh, it's horrible. So what we want to do first is get this trap off. So with the trap, we got 2 points here screwed onto the base. This is an anti-siphon trap because I've got boom, boom, 2. We've got to take it off this point here, and we've got to take it off this point here, but we want to put a bucket under there to catch, because this would be full of water. That's why it's called a trap. It stops all this smell coming up from here because it's got a body of water. So we go and take it off, shall we? Okay, Rob, let's do it. Right then, let's get this trap off. The old trusty old bucket won't go under there because we've got this strut in here, so I've pinched one of the Mrs. Lester's casserole dishes. Hopefully we're not having a beef bourguignon later. So we take this off from here. Make sure obviously the basin is empty and the tap is off. We take that off there. That is grotesque. Alright, you can see where all the issues stem from. Hey, let's get you over here. You're not going to want that in your sandwich, are you? A little word of warning about these bottle traps when you take them off. The bottom bit is full of water. That's the little reservoir, stops the smell coming back up. Don't take it off and whack it down there because there's no bottle trap on there. It'll come straight through and soak you. And you're probably thinking, but Rob, who would do such a stupid thing? And I'd probably say, well, you know, stop asking questions. We've all been there. So, first things first, let's clear this muck out of here. Bit gross. Like I said, you might want to wear some gloves at this stage, but I don't really mind. bit long in the tooth now to put some gloves on for this, and it is on my hair anyway, mainly my chin hair. Right, dump that out of there, out we come. We're just going to clear that out of all the muck and nonsense. Do you really want to see that? You probably don't want to see that, so we'll skip to the next video, shall we? Thank you, Rob. Okie dokie. I've got taken this bottle trap apart, that scent of it comes off there, and I've got it just soaking in some soapy water. I whacked some of this stuff in there, which is my wife's posh soap, so don't tell her, I'm getting a bit of trouble. So we're just soaking that in there for a little while. We'll give that a good clear out in a bit with maybe a toothbrush or something like that. We've put our little bucket back under here because we're going to try and get all this gunk out of here. Now, first of all, this little pin here, we need to get that out. So we get our trusty adjustable spanners, and there's a little groove either side of here. We'll just turn this and hopefully it'll pop out. There we go. Now, this is the thing that's stopping our Click Clack waste from popping up and down. The spring is all corroded. The metal has just got all a bit, doesn't like the water very much. And you can see it's just not very good in there. We'll give that a wash off in the sink. And then we'll just push all this. This is all muck and gunge and it's collected over time because there's a sort of star-shaped metal section in there. That's all your housing. And that obviously traps all the hair and everything that goes down there, toothpaste foam and that sort of stuff. It all congeals. So let's get that all out into there, and then we'll start putting it all back together, shall we? Lovely. So now we're going to get our little spindle out. We're going to give it a little clear up with a little toothbrush. So we got our little spindle out. It's nice and clean, giving a clean up, and I've just got some WD-14 here, and I'm just going to sit that in there, let that soak, and just let all the moving parts just absorb all that and get fluid again. What I'm going to do now is clear out. I've been lucky I've got this sink to work in, but normally I'd use a little bucket like that. I'll hook all this muck out of here and put it down into our little dish, and I will chuck this down a drain outside. Don't chuck it down another sink, because then you'll just get the same muck in another sink. So we'll do that now. Right, bottle trap's all cleaned out, lovely, all looking good. You know as well as anyone, us tradesmen love a little bottle of Chateau Neuf de Pape, so you could probably drink that out of that. How smashing. So we're going to put this back on now. Right then, our little spring has been soaking for 24 hours, something like that, just to make sure it's all nice and springy. Look at that, spring, 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 spring. We put the trap back on, so that's absolutely fine. We'll do this last, so we'll just engage that again. Give it a tiny little pinch up on the flanges. Boop. Put our plug back on. Let's give it a little test, shall we? Off she goes. Even a little whirlpool, always a good sign. that's sorted that out. On this particular occasion it was a two-part thing. The Click Clack waste wasn't springing back up, and the bottle trap was mainly filled with a bit of hair and detritus and that sort of stuff. Not every basin will have those issues. Sometimes, depending on how your waste pipe comes away from it, some numpty might put it in going uphill. If it's a downstairs basin, you might have issues with the saw stack being blocked further down the line, but for the whole, you normally get problems with blockages like this. Bit of hair, bit of nonsense, clear it all out, grab it all up, sort it all out, put it back together. Absolutely happy days. There we go. Right then, how do we end the video? Normally people say subscribe and like, but I find that a little bit sort of tacky, so we'll do something like a until next time. That's not going to work.